I'm joined by veteran Wallace Collins Junior. Wallace, welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Wallace, when did you serve in the military?
I served in the military from March of '66 to February of '71.
And what did you do when you were in the military?
I actually went through infantry training, advanced infantry training, and then reported to Fort Benning where they were forming the 199th Light Infantry Brigade and trained as a 199th Light Infantry Brigade for 3 or 4 months until they sent us to Vietnam in December of '66.
And that was a pretty hot time coming up into the Tet. With serving in Vietnam and with the particular Vietnam veterans, the challenges that a lot of us have gone through while serving and getting support from the VA. How long have you been in the process of getting your benefits or applying for benefits?
Honestly, I didn't know the VA was for me until we owned a business and we started hiring some veterans that were homeless. And VA came to us and we started hiring them and they said, "You need to go to the VA." I said, "It's not for me, it's for somebody else." And so they convinced me to go to the VA, and that was in 2015. And 2017, I got really sick, had all different types of problems, and ended up going to the VA full time. And trying to resolve your VA claims or find out what claims you might have is really kind of a hard situation. There's not like anything out there that shows you or points you in the right direction. So somebody said, "Well, you ought to try the Orange County Veteran Services." So I went to the Orange County Veteran Services, and I can't tell you what they did for me from about 2018 to 2021. They were able to get me 100% disabled, service disabled. And that's only because of their hard work, their understanding, and their knowledge. Why would somebody go out and pay, and Lanita brought it up, it's free. Why would somebody pay for something that you can get for free and there's experienced is anybody on the planet about claims and how to get them, how to receive them, and what they have to put in order for you to be recognized by the VA benefits in order to get a claim. It's amazing. It takes a while. It's a battle. You get refused. Sometimes, you get disappointed, and at some point you almost want to give up. But the people in our Orange County service, they say, "No, we're going to continue this battle. You have a great case." And we did. We fought the last one that got lost, went to the board, and the only reason why we found it was because Orange County Veteran Services, Carl, who I worked with, said, "Go see your senator or your congressman and talk to somebody in there. They got to find this." They found it, and they said, "Oh, it's on the wrong form." And the veterans organization said, "No, that was a form you told us to put it on. You changed it after we put it on that form." So it finally went to the board, went all the way up to the board, and they said, "You got nexus letters and everything else. There's no reason why this should have been," and that had to do with Agent Orange. And they said, "There's no reason why this should have been disapproved." But that's because of our Orange County Service Organization, Veterans Organization. If it wasn't for them, I would have probably still be stumbling around trying to figure out how to get my benefits.
Well, there's two things that you mentioned that struck a nerve here. Was one, we have a lot of our more senior veterans, and we tell them to go to apply for benefits, and a lot of them will say, "Oh, I don't need it," or "Save it for the next guy." But the thing is, you served, everybody who served in the military knows somebody who didn't make it home, whether it's in combat, training, exercise, or whatever. So don't let them die in vain. Take advantage of what's available for you because they would want you to. Secondly, when you were speaking about the fact of people having to pay, you know, they need to be very aware of what they sign, because some people are paying astronomical amounts for the services that they could get for free from the Veterans Service Office of Orange County. And I like the fact that you brought up the point that the service officers, even though at times you got denied, they encourage you to stay steadfast and continue with your claim. So that's very, very important. How long have you, well, you said you've been applying for the claim since 2018?
Yep.
Okay. And how long did it take for you to become awarded?
Well, some of them, like my hearing and stuff like that, it was awarded pretty easily. But some of the more complicated ones, the Agent Orange one, it took about 3 years.
Okay.
And it was a fight for 3 years. We appealed it 3 times. And Carl said, this, the 3rd time, we're going to get this. This is going to go through. And I was a little discouraged. He said, don't be discouraged. And then they lost it and everything else, but we hung in there and they approved it. So their knowledge of the system and how to work the system and get your claims through to the right people at the right time is amazing. And, you know, you can go into their office and sit right there, and they put everything in their system, and it goes right to the people that either approve it or disapprove it. And it's just amazing, and how knowledgeable they are, and how easy they are to work with, and fun.
And Wallace, how did your family benefit from the services that were provided to you through the Veteran Service Officer?
Unbelievable. Number one, my health care is, I have a whole bunch of health problems. And my health care now is taken care of 100% through the VA.
Well, Wallace, I want to thank you very much for coming here today and sharing your story and encouraging everyone to go to the Orange County Veteran Service Officers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Wallace's story is a great example of how the Veteran Service Officer helps connect veterans with the VA benefits that they deserve. In just a moment, we'll give you all the information you need to connect with the office. But first, we want to tell you about another program the Veteran Service Officer is involved in. The PACT Act is a new law that expands VA health care benefits for veterans exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxic substances. Several organizations, including the Veteran Service Officer, recently participated in a PACT Act outreach that included a town hall where veterans were able to ask questions. Here are some of the highlights of the event.